As you can see, we have about 12 inches of snow here on Commonwealth Avenue. Forecasters have predicted between 16 and 24 inches when the storm's all done, and right now it doesn't show any signs of stopping. Reporting from a very snowy Boston, I'm Nick Barber. Behind me is the scene of an overnight triple shooting. A neighbor said he heard about 20 shots just before midnight, and police arrived shortly thereafter. They found the body of one man and one woman dead. The other man died on the way to the hospital. While the police haven't released the victims' names yet, they are questioning two persons of interest. In Northwest Jacksonville, I'm Nick Barber. The new law in the state of Florida requires that gas stations along hurricane evacuation routes and interstates have emergency generator power to operate pumps in the event of an outage. There are 1,700 gas stations in the state that needed to comply by June 1st, but so far here in Jacksonville, only a handful have. FCAT scores are out, and at least 15 Duval County public schools have failed. Ribault High is one of them that has habitually failed over the years, despite special attention from Superintendent Joseph Wise. Here we are outside of the Neptune Beach City Hall. A direct hit from a Category 1 hurricane would bring our storm surge only a couple inches into this red section. Different story with 2, 3, 4, and 5 hurricanes. A Category 2 hurricane would bring our storm surge into this orange section about up to my shoulders. 3, 4, and 5 much higher. Category 5 storm surge would be about 16 feet here, only 2 blocks away from the ocean. Gas prices may change by a few pennies each week, but consumers have a choice to drive less or continue to spend hundreds of dollars a month to keep their cars running.
Absolutely. I had to trade in my my car and have this smaller car because of that. Exactly. Yes.
You restrict your traveling considerably. I'm retired, fixed income. You just don't do the traveling you used to.
The average price for a gallon of regular is $3.13 according to AAA. Though it's about 10 cents lower here in Florida, consumers are ready to consider alternative fuels and hybrid cars.
I do, actually. I like hybrid cars. I'm into technology in general, so I followed them since they were in development. And in general, I like the idea. Yeah, and I would consider maybe one of my next cars being a hybrid, yes.
A hybrid runs partly on gas and partly on battery.
Well, there's two different types of consumers for hybrids. There are those that are really concerned about the environment, and really the ones that I recommend getting a hybrid. And those are strictly just look at the gas numbers as far as your mileage consumption.
Most car makers offer a hybrid option that will allow for 50 to 60 miles per gallon on the highway, but oftentimes the upfront cost averages about $4,000 more than their gasoline-only counterparts.
Would I invest in one right now just because I see the gas numbers? Not really. Do your research. After all that, if it does make sense, I suggest you go for one.
While hybrids are an excellent choice for the eco-friendly consumer, they're beginning to receive more mainstream attention because of their better gas mileage and variety of styles. Reporting in Jacksonville, I'm Nick Barber. With the official hurricane season underway, the city of Jacksonville is urging residents to have a plan for disaster.
Once they recognize they have a vulnerability, and the vulnerability can be the storm surge that's represented by the poles. It could be living in an area that is not part of the storm surge, but sees a historical flooding potential, because obviously many of these storms are filled with lots of rainfall that's going to be flood, and those areas that historically flood will be subject to that regardless of storm surge.
Though there hasn't been a direct hit from a storm since Hurricane Dora in 1964, the city is encouraging residents to be proactive in their planning.
And one of the things, the fears that the mayor and I talked about recently was we're concerned that the community builds up almost a culture of complacency. You're kind of waiting. You've always sat here and you watch those storms turn off the coast, and you begin to assume that that's going to happen every time. It may not happen every time. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
During the first week of June and the first week of this hurricane season, items like flashlights and batteries to generators, plywood, and water are being offered tax-free, a plan that's good for business and good for residents to plan for disaster. The plan is in place so that residents can get ready during the calm before the storm.
There's an increase in sales, I can tell that. There's a lot more traffic flow, and the items that are on the tax-free event are going pretty quick. Some people are taking advantage of it. I'm going to need that anyway, so why not save the money while the tax-free event's going on? Others are, there's people that are scared of hurricanes.
Most Floridians are, in fact, using the tax-free week as a time to stock up.
I got my generator. I got 2 or 3 lengths of 12-gauge extension cords, some batteries, some flashlights, the canned goods we've replaced. And that's pretty much what I need.
But some have been prepared for years and are just waiting.
No, we're ready from last year. We were set last year, and we still have everything we need from last year.
The government is predicting 3 to 5 major hurricanes at Category 3 strength and above this season. Normally, the Atlantic averages 2 major hurricanes per year. For now, Floridians can only wait and see what Mother Nature has in store. Reporting in Jacksonville, I'm Nick Barber.